viewed me in his office once again. His tone and emotions were unusually serious this session, as he was aware that I had changed, that I had accepted, and had submitted once again to the State's Confidence Interval and Economic Efficiency Act. So, Bayes, how are you? I don't know. You don't know? No. What have you to say? About what? About things in general. Nothing? Nothing. Yes. Why? Because I am nothing. How are you nothing? Because I am exogenous. And so, because the exogenous variable nodes are not affected by the great economically efficient regression function model that guides the nodes to be the most efficient they can be relative to the state's monthly quotas. Therefore, we cannot do anything. Do anything? Yes. Why do you say that? Because the great beta of the state is everything, and contribution to the great economic efficiency of the state and the beta of the model is everything. Exogenous terms are not able to contribute efficiently to society. The exogenous nodes are correlated with the insignificant contributing error terms. Therefore, the exogenous cannot be guided by the normalized sigma, which is held in place by the great fixed mean. The exogenous nodes and I were within the model. The exogenous nodes and I were within the model, yet we are fixed with the prior contrived data of the model. We are also correlated with the endogenous variable. In a pure econometric model, therefore, we are not able to integrate or move efficiently within the great mean as it is shifted each month. Therefore, the exogenous nodes are not efficient. We cannot contribute efficiently. Therefore, we cannot do anything within a state that demands its continuous all-pervasive influence to guide, nurture, and augment the node within a harmonious normalized utopia. In pure econometrics, the exogenous terms influence the endogenous terms, but in the great statistically augmented state, the regression model gradient line is drawn first. Then the variable nodes quotas are added to fit the model. Therefore, the endogenous variable nodes are affected by the great guiding model. But the exogenous nodes are disproportionately affected and uncorrelated with the guiding model, and therefore inefficient outside of within the model. Therefore, relative to the utopian state, the exogenous nodes do not contribute at all, or are inefficient. Therefore, they are nothing. Like the error terms, no, far worse. Why? Because the error terms do produce individual contributions to the model, yet because they are not part of the defined endogenous variables, which have measured contributions, the many time-dependent error values are therefore averaged out, rendered redundant white noise, relegated to a value of 0 relative to the great summed regression model. But the exogenous are far worse. They are outside of the model, uninfluenced by the direction of the statistical state, by the state's statistical influence, therefore do not contribute efficiently nor in a correlated manner to the model at any specific event or over the average time duration. They are not important. They are redundant. They are nothing. Like you. Yes, I resign. I said resign to a vanquished position. Well, good Bayes, that is the best answer I've ever heard from a patient. A more in-depth response than, say, a Delta telling me he knows his place and hip hip hurrah for autarky and the state, said the doctor proudly. They are far less bad than me, as I knew the great workings of the state, the statistical, econometric, actuarial implications and calculations, but I allowed myself to transgress, to first become willfully economically inefficient, then a subversive outlier, and then finally I chose to hide in my psyche, in the limitless, variance-free, non-stationary, uninfluenced madness of the exogenous, hiding from my responsibilities, trying to form my own regression model within my skewered perceptions. I concluded. Very well done, Bayes. I am confident in your response with almost approaching uncertainty. You are to be released soon, to integrate back into the state, but in a marginalized position, replied the doctor. I am not worthy. I am a habitual transgressor, an exogenous nothing. I eagerly protested against my release. Do not worry, Bayes. We will help you integrate back. You will spend most of your days contributing to the great state, processing your insignificant individual integration function curve, a low-tech record of your contribution, said the doctor, as he fumbled on the keyboard whilst looking through my medical records. You will be relegated to a low-cost sigma. Your duties and quotas will not be very restrictive or demanding, continued the doctor. Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate my return. I anticipate my return so I may pay back the great utopian state tenfold.